It is a fine new day in Sleepy Hollow, and people are just enjoying their business, going to the postal office, going to the bank, yeah, betting their money on sport, and also, yeah, just going to dubious member clubs and doing investor things. Some of them are even visiting the local cemetery and see how their relatives are faring after all this time in the ground. And we continue with, well, something over here, and that is my poor desolate harbor district. And finally I would like to work on that a bit, and that is with the armor pierced tower that we can have, and that's the 20 advanced weapons we have. And let's just see how many we can place in here. Some 2 there, very good. Another one here and here and here, and probably also here. This should be okay for now. We'll just see how it turns out. And this gives me the ability finally to build me some depots again, and way more important to me right now, the sand mines, because sand is something we need quite a bit already at this point. We do have a total production, the potential of 42 glass that we need for the spectacle production, right, which we need to push, and that we need for the window production that we need to push. So I do need more sand. Now the sand we're not boosting right now, so let's go ahead and do this right away, first order of business. And then I would like to get me a few more sand mines going. Now the real thing here is that this is actually intended to be a tourist harbor area. Yeah, it's not particularly looking representative right now. I think we might need to add then the sand to the Docklands. Why didn't I think about this? Let's have a quick look at the Docklands there real quick. Did we unlock the sand already? It's actually a rather cheap product. Tobias is coming in 2 minutes. This would be a good trading opportunity. We are using most of my resources now. The bread, the horses, I really don't want to strain the horses any further. And the bread is also something we cannot push anymore as we reach the potential here. So we can go with sewing machines. We're not exporting sewing machines right now. We have a surplus of 150, even though it doesn't look like that right now. And let's just see how much we can actually go for if we export 100 sewing machine. 1000 sand. Very good. That's a good number. We do need 1000 sand, not even that, right? So we're looking at 900 tons of sand per cycle. 1000 is actually pretty fine. That is something, yeah, I can live with. So we don't need that many sand mines, honestly, right? And we could rather use that area here. I mean, I'm gonna use some of them, but we can also use this for more defenses for now. And then of course we can get rid of them again as well. Pretty soonish, that would be great. What's also great is my town hall center over here. And this one we can now continue finishing phase 2 of this sexy project. And as always, it's looking in the wrong direction. So let's turn the town hall around right away. And yeah, we can already guess once again the shape of this building. It's a beautiful mod. And this one requires light bulbs, caoutchouc, and filaments. Oh, light bulbs and filaments are also not looking that great. Another thing that we need to fix. The filaments we have down here, these require the coal, right? The problem is, of course, we don't have enough. The problem here is not really the volume, but it's once again that Tobias needed 10 minutes per trade cycle, and I realized this too late. So now with the loading wharves, it should look a bit better. Let's push the coal here further, because, yeah, we have the maximum storage increased. So this is gonna work out for us. I'm also trying to build something else here, and that is my elevators that we have now. So we're producing 160 tons of elevators in surplus. Of course, it's a construction material, yet I can use it, of course, for importing. How's the value of elevators compared to brass? Look at that. It's 1 to 17. So 180, 160 we have. So if I get half of that away for brass, 80 tons, we get 1,300 tons of brass out, which is great. Brass is something that we once again need for a bunch of productions, so I would like to do this. Also with that, we don't really need the brass manufacturers anymore. Save us some space, but they're not really that, you know, spacious or so it's fine to keep them around as well. If we cap on brass, that's okay. I would rather, you know, start exporting some elevators there to increase their value over time. Next, we have these spectacles. Where do we have the spectacles? We have them all the way down here. And they are not even affected by a trade union yet, which is criminal in my opinion. And let's just check it out here. Also, we get the light bulbs. So this is also a good opportunity of using now a trade union somewhere here. and push both of my spectacle factories and my light bulb factories, combine them together, because it makes sense, right? Because both of them need glass and both of them can be used to push glass further. Let's just see how we can go ahead with this. There we have our train station, our oil potential. We do have electricity, right? There is my electricity. Here we need to make that push over though. Otherwise we're not gonna have much electricity here. This gives me electricity all the way down here now. Very good. Just see that we can use the space a bit here. Alright, and then I can have my spectacle factories here now. And the great thing about them is they're tiny by comparison. And you can have quite a few of them. I would like to actually move these guys over. This way we're affecting all of them, right? And then we also have our light bulb factories, and let's just make sure that we can somehow use them. Let's get rid of this one. It's not like they're prone to catching fire so easily. Nah! Very good. And then I can once again also use a bunch here. By the way, we should make sure that we have a warehouse in the center, because that's going to be a lot of traffic here as well. Okay. I'm going to push them down a bit. And then we could push a few more here. Up. Right. So that we still have them affected by that beautiful trade union in the center. And let's get them going right away. Also all three of them. Captain of Industry influence boost. Thanks to having the trade unions working for us. Reduces the maintenance cost by 10% for all the buildings that are within a trade union. Alright, let's also use for us right away for all of these juicy buggers here. And all of them get electricity as well. So they're being boosted by 100% already. You know, and then also by ferrocells around me on top of that. And this leads to a couple of things now. So first of all, I'm expecting, there you go, having a spectacle surplus now and having a good light bulb surplus. Very good. This is going to work out once they have their resources in, right? At this point, Tobias is coming in again. I'm curious how long the trading takes. We have, after all, also increased the volume a bit. 2 minutes now. Look at that. Not that we even trade more than before, right? But we are down to 2 minutes, down from 10 minutes. And I think 1,000 tons more of stuff that we trade. So that's a pretty good deal right now. That's good. Finally, we have enough workload in again. So I would like to continue with upgrading my farmers especially. And the remaining farmers we can then once again add with more districts. So in this case here, I definitely would like to have... Just see... So this one definitely doesn't extend over that because I really don't want to waste too much space on one monument. And we can probably take this whole area there and copy it in here. That's even too much. Also take a pop from here. I don't even have pops there. And another one here. And with that we can also implement this whole area now for more farmer workforce. And then we got this area here, which is just extremely wasteful right now. So I'm also gonna move this police station away. Have this triple road. I mean, this is gonna be a main road leading into this area at some point. So we can already kind of like start with that, like so. Right, and then we have these grain farms here. I'm not entirely sure that we need them. We have, of course, a bit of a discrepancy there, but it's not much. And we're trading in the grain with the Docklands, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to need them. They're also not serving anything, right? They're also not using anything, so it's just plain grain farms. And we don't need them there for sure. With that, we can and will, once again, push a few more buildings here. Probably not all the way to the mountain there, to keep a bit of a distance there with the next road, like so. And then we have this area here that we can also develop with some more blocks. Like, I like this block here a lot because it gives you the opportunity of adding some decoration inside. So I'm just gonna go ahead, even though of course it's a rather wasteful block, right? It doesn't really give you lots of people or so. And then also here, and let's have just some higher density here, and then going up there again. So once again, we're just laying the foundation for future districts here, right? With some blocks. And of course, we're modeling that then once again based on demand. I will add a marketplace and a pub to this area. And we do have the police station up there that we definitely can use. And do we have a fire station? We don't. There's one. So let's have another one down here. Gives me some more room again to add some more buildings here. Very good. Plenty of farmers moving in again. That means plenty of farmers. We can upgrade like these bunches here. Fantastic. And then also these guys here next. Everything that is somehow close to the city can be upgraded at some point. Okay, so hopefully the light bulbs and the filaments won't be a problem now. Caoutchouc is already in fully. Very good for the town hall monument. Regarding caoutchouc and in general steel, there is the next problem coming up with a population of that size, and that's my penny farthings. It's a super important product that we absolutely need. We need to build another factory at this point. Let's check out my steel. We are already way above my production there for the steel. And yeah, I mean, we already use them here. We're already boosting them to some extent. There's not that much I can do here then. We have the weapons here. Let's just check it out. There's the cab assembly line that we have somewhere over here. It's this one, right? Yeah, I can go ahead with this. So the cab assembly line produces penny farthings extra every 5th of them, right? But that's not a lot. It's not gonna make the whole bunch of difference. So if we have this potential now running, it doesn't even change right here. You can see it was 0.2 that it changed, so not that much. Instead, we can use this area here for more. This area is already electrified as well to some extent, thanks to the river power plant we have up there. I love that building. We have the nitrate sheds here that I'm gonna move because we don't need them there. They need a lot of space, right? We have not that much space. This one won't work. Up here, it's probably the safest area to go to get them. But I will need to get rid of this lumberjack hut. Just in general, we will probably need to get rid of all the lumberjack huts at some point now. They're just too space consuming. And then we can easily use them here now. Easily, I say. Probably not the whole truth. Okay, the production is up again. Let's add another warehouse here. And that's it. With that, we've used a bit more space now that we can use for more penny farthings, right? I would like to have them so they are in the trade union. Is this working? No, this is not working. Nah. Really? That range is just so that it's outside of the trade union. Alright, I will probably like to move the trade union. Come on, there you go. Because I want to absolutely affect the oil well here, but also my bicycle factory, right? Because there's Ferraz Al-Sarami inside, and I don't want to use more influence on them. Very good. So at least those two are coming in. It's more important to me than the filament factory. More important. Very good. This is a bit of a boost. But that we built 2 anyway. That was too much, right? Because I don't need that surplus. And it's just totally getting rid of all of my steel. And it consumes a lot of caoutchouc. So this brings me to steel. We already have a huge amount of steel production with that ore consumption. So I'm seriously considering using my elevators to import steel. There will be a problem. If we ever run out of steel, we will not be able to produce elevators, and thus we will not be able to import steel again. So this is a cycle of despair that I don't want to implement. Rather, we should use something that is completely independent from steel. And once again, I'm turning my eyes towards the horses. We got 117 horses over there. Steel is hidden behind 2 more trade imports. I think though, yeah, we have the trade unit at the exports in. So I just need to implement empty slots here, right? With, I don't know, this. There you go. And with that, steel has been unlocked. I can get rid of that again. And now we can use the steel and use the elevators. No, actually the horses. And how much can we do? Oh, this is bad. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. That's not something I can work with. How's the elevators looking here? 1-to-14. Holy moly, really. Yeah. I'm gonna use this as a bonus here. Alright, so it's the 50 tons. But I'm not gonna use the elevators anymore to import the brass. Which we don't need anyway because we got a brass surplus right now. It's all very theoretical, so we're gonna skip this and continue with my next bulk freighter. Gets a white flag on board, as every bulk freighter should have. They're too valuable to have them roaming around without that. And it's gonna be attached now right away to my great coffee trade. Also, this is a bit of a problem. We're also supplying Manola, of course, with the sewing machines, right? So that's a lot. Let's push my sewing machine factories. We haven't even pushed them with Ferraz yet. Very good. That's another 50% boost in my sewing machines. Leading me to 44 now, and that's 500 tons per trading cycle. But don't forget, we are getting them over there as well to Manola. 2,000 farmers ready for the upgrade. Let's do this. Especially here. And especially also on that side here. Oh, wait a second. What's going on? A cemetery. We did not provide a cemetery to this district here. And let's also upgrade the roads. Dirt roads just don't fit. And now we can go ahead and do this. Very good. Also here. These guys. That was a very good change here. Because workers we can upgrade in masses. Also here. And then these guys again close to this monument. I don't want to have any farmers whatsoever. No workers now that I think about it. So we got these workers here. Let's also upgrade them to artisans. As long as I have some building materials. These guys here. And then in this side here, there's going to be lots of upgrading to be done over the course of the next hours. Alright, yeah, of course we have also the additional filament consumption there from the monument. This is hurting me a bit. We're running out of coal. I might consider pushing those coal mines there. It doesn't affect my happiness. Because we need a lot of coal just now, just temporarily for my monuments. So I'm inclined to just add them here. I've also always been talking about the central area here, so it's time to finally quickly develop a central park. So once again, I would like to go ahead with some fencing around that. For this, I definitely want to have an entrance here by the town hall. So we do have... Is this the final location for the town hall? That would be the first major question. I think it is, right? Because it's as central as possible. Also, we can still add some stuff left and right. So this will be the grand area here. Also the entrance then in the central park, right? And the central park, it doesn't need to be entirely central with the entrances here. I think it's not. I think we might be missing this way, right? So let's actually do it. Let's actually have it moved a bit. Now this looks better. And with that, I'm gonna move this up. And we're gonna move all of this here just by a whisker. There you go. There you go. As a matter of fact, this is now central because if I just draw the line here, I would need to pay 375, and here it's also 363. Oh no. You can't make it central, I just realized. Once again, it's this one tile that is missing somewhere. I hate the tile-based system in so many ways. It gives you nice structure, but in this case here, it doesn't really matter. You know, you don't notice it. So either I make a 1 tile road here or a 3 tile, because only that would work then as well, right? Now we got 363 here and 363 here. Now it is central. It's okay, so let's do it like that. The problem here once again is a 3 tile road cannot be centralized with the town hall, right? This would not be aligned then again. This is just so aggravating. Instead, I'm gonna use it like so, right? Because this actually works out now if we just have a central empty spot here. And the same we can apply then to this area here, where the middle ground is just off, right? And now we kind of like have this one here central and this one here central. Next we can have the fencing, at least up to this point. I think we're not gonna have the fence all the way by the town hall. This wouldn't look good particularly. I'm just gonna have the fence over here, all the way to this point there, I think. Once again, I would like to use the glorious national park decorations for this, right? Because I think they have this nice forest lake, they have the hiking trail. It just makes sense to me to add something like this in here. So the forest lake, you're gonna have the grassy lake then, kind of like coming in like so. And if you fill it, you get a nice natural looking lake out of that. And this lake then has some beautiful willows. I especially love them. So we can have them here along the bank of the lake. They just fit so nicely into this whole area. Then we have some beautiful lookout towers like this one here for visitors. Let's have one more over here. Also a gnarly old oak. Let's have this was somewhere here. And then the hiker's trail around the lake up to this point here, I think. And also all the way then down here through that area. The cool thing is it comes with its own side decorations, like a hiking trail sign here, some rocks, some benches, or yeah, stone where people are sitting. And then we're just moving this one all the way up here. So through all of this area there. And you can also merge them into a bigger one like this, and then it actually creates an alley more or less automatically. Same thing on the other side to this lookout tower, and then it ends here with this rocky formation and a nice view over the lake, where you also get a nice bench. Once again, I'm gonna copy the one side and copy to the other side. But not quite symmetrical, right? It still needs to look a bit chaotic there. And we just have the central area then here that is connected. And here we could have then something like, where do we have it? An Eagle's Nest Cafe, like this one here in the center. So I really don't want to go with a fountain this time around, right? It just needs to look completely natural with lots of rocks in between, lots of trees. I think it would look lovely when they kind of like touch the two lakes. So I'm actually gonna get rid of this one, and I'm just gonna move this up here into my lake. And then we move this whole thing down there. And the cool thing is you can also have then a nice long wooden bridge here that connects both sides like this. And you don't even notice anymore that this is not perfectly aligned, right? Because with all the trees, kind of like it's hidden, and we will have then a bit of a market area here. So this is where the main avenue comes kind of like in from here. We can have then this path. And then here in the center, we're just going to leave this open as a market is probably cut into this area then. This I would definitely like to align though, because this is visible, right? And here you have then the touch with the hiking trails. Since I really just want to reserve this area for now, until we have the first market, I think we can start with a Halloween market. Let's just have a tree here in the center, so that this is kind of like visible to me now. And then I think we need to make a connection here somewhere still. Gets over there. Could we add another one? Oh yeah, nice. We have two of these coffee houses in the middle, where people can actually join, sit around, and also have a nice view of the surrounding area. I think from above here, it looks nicer. Also here, we can have an entrance into the park. What happens if you make a triple road out of that? It creates a tree there. It's not my intention. It creates another tree. Let's switch it around. There you go. To have this entrance into the park. And I think here, I think I'm actually gonna, yep. Let's make it a bit different. Let's have the coffee house over here. I think this would look nicer. Right, so they're looking away from each other now diagonally. And then you have this area here being a nice entrance into the park. So right here in the center of this triple road, you have then the bridge that goes to the other side now, to my cafe area. Would definitely like to also have some temperate groves here just at the edge of the fence, so that you really don't have any touching with the street, so that you enhance the feeling that this is in the middle of a forest instead of a big city. Right, so an additional tree barrier. Very good. So if you're walking around there now in the middle of the park, or actually at the edge of the park, you see some buildings in the distance, but that's it. Primarily you're being blocked away with trees, as people enjoy a nice quiet area here. And then you just walk around. Even Santa Claus is joining. Taking the present wishes from the kids. Or other dubious things he's doing in the park. I have no idea. And then we're just taking a walk here. Going deeper into the park again and getting lost in a big maze of trees. Can we actually go over the bridge there? Yeah, we can. Very good. Do we have too many trees? Perhaps. For now, we can keep it as is. A big park in the center. We'll just see. I'm gonna add perhaps some better pavements to add some color, because right now it's just too much green. The big wilderness that we have. In the meantime though, the building materials are in for more upgrades, which we should be doing. I want to lower the consumption of my farmer goods. So this whole block we have now, this block here, we're running out of timber again. The next bulk freighter gets its white flag then. And I think, yep, we still have the wind chamber over there, Samsung. But I think for now, I'm not gonna work on anything else. Affects the framework knitters with additional workload production. Nah, I really don't want to lower it now. Not boost it further. Some legendary items, they're always for airships though. And did you notice this area survived a full episode at this point, so she's not fighting this back. Once again, I would like to check out, are they at war with each other? They're still at war with each other. This is strange. Usually they go to ceasefire again right away. This time around though, they're fighting each other still. That means there's not that much attack on us, which I'm very happy about. So far so good. I think city development wise, this was a nice push. And yeah, once more, a few more upgrades. Next episode, we continue then with our downtown area and a bit more Manola development. I hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned.